It has been a minute since I've done a stream. Oh my god. Now, how do I do this again? Can I remember? Let's have a look. Audio check. Uplink check. Alright, we're looking good. So, we have... That was a pretty interesting couple of days now, wasn't it, people? It is currently March 15th, 2023 here in Australia, so March 14th if you're on the other side of the world. Now... This one won't be too grim because I think if you follow legacy finance, basically there's a lot of uncertainty, panic, fear in the market right now. And for some cryptos, it just doesn't seem to be the same. Not all cryptos are the same. Not all finished products, immutable codes are the same. This goes for DeFi, anything really in the economy. So when we look at things like, this article here, I'm pretty sure we'll do a quick recap of the SVB, second largest bank failure in history. I think we know kind of what happened. When you look at it and you're holding an asset, the asset's being affected by rates which are going up, and the value of your asset is going down as the rates going up, and then you end up being bankrupt. Basically what happened. And FDIC insurance was there, but only up to 250,000 K. But then I think something else came in. The Fed came in and said, "We'll back everything for 25 billion." So everyone cheered. Market went up. Funny enough, as the legacy finance banks were experiencing extreme stress. Now, it's not a good thing when the US economy is under extreme stress like that, but when I guess that legacy system at times doesn't treat other people as well as it should be, resulting in the current market conditions that we see across the world, it makes you wonder why people decided to, invent their own money, literally, their own version of internet money, which sometimes can be better. Bitcoin too, what was the message on that way back when, bank bailouts. And then Ethereum, you can build on top of it. Anyway, a different story for another day. I'll get to the good part. Basically, we've got SVB. They failed, second largest failure in history. Meanwhile, people are going, "Oh my god, no, $3 hash browns, bad inflation." This is what people are caring about. Okay, fair enough. I thought that was kind of funny, The next thing, here, Signature Bank is shut down by regulators after SVB collapse. Again, this is just like the post-mortem of what's been happening lately. It's kind of funny when there was a hex.com sticker. It got onto Newsmax onto the front. That's pretty low. Now, this is the BTFP, the Exchange Stabilization Fund. The Federal Reserve came out with. This was allowing basically people to get their money back. It's a bit of a bore if you look into it, but there is some, other stuff to look into if you want to do some internet sleuthing, like myself, professional internet sleuth. The Goldman Sachs was the buyer of the portfolio. It booked losses on, and so I think you heard the SVB, basically the portfolio went bankrupt, and guess who came in and gave them the kiss of death? Goldman Sachs. There you go. Then we saw, like I said, the whole US banking system. That Moody's cut its rating rate to negative, citing rapidly deteriorating operating environment. Okay, again, I could say, hexagons unaffected, but I guess we'll have some empathy towards those stuck and trapped in legacy system, desperately trying to find something that's going to stay afloat in this upcoming disaster. Now, when I talk about upcoming disasters, I am not even kidding, because I was like pretty sick, very sick, the sickest I've been for a long time, and I had to use these to try and recover because I could not keep fluids down or nothing. Thankfully, I'm feeling better now, and hopefully you've got your supply of sponsored by, no, not really, Be kind of cool if it was, but yeah, the survival tabs, 25-year shelf life, space food basically can survive up to like 4 to 5 months, has been studied. This one's good up to 2044, so maybe some economic turmoil coming to a area near you. I thought I would cover this briefly. Basically, what happened from, again, a potential another sponsor here, eToro. SVB and SB failing the US financial system. Bottom line, what happened, why it happened, role of the FDIC. It explains uninsured deposits, 250K, 2 examples. And here we go, matching up with the second largest bank failure in US history, which we all just went through. We have this here, basically a Silicon Valley Bank coming in number 2, 211 billion, 2023. Also Signature Bank, I think that was a secondary one that came along in terms of timeline that we came aware of through the media outlets. 100 also failed, 110 billion. But no worries, because, the Federal Reserve has the BTFP, Yeah, it goes on. Banks are different, stocks impact, buck stops with Fed. This here, basically they're saying 25 billion liquidity support program available with BTFP to support the financial system. So it's not just one particular bank. I actually have to look into it further though. It does read as if though, if you're experiencing financial difficulties, you can go and tap into the unlimited funds of the Fed, the BTFP, up to 25 billion. It's like, goddamn, that's a lot. Now, what else? Solid financial system. Again, the thing is, I don't think we want all the banks to crash, even though it'd be kind of low, and see crypto like the sole survivor, because most likely what they would roll out, they being, I guess, the government, the federal government, or whatever jurisdiction you're in, would probably roll out a central bank digital currency of your choice, which would suck. This here, the Forbes article, I thought was worth a read, because it does actually cite zero reserves requirement won't hold bank runs. I guess they're talking about if there's mass panic and fear and people literally thought all banks are crashing and crumbling around them and everyone was rushing to try and perform a Simpson style bank run, various banks would experience issues. You can't just go to the bank and take out money. Sometimes you have to book to get your own money out, which kind of sucks. I think it was like not your vault, not your coins or something like that. This one, the little Bitcoin, not that one. This one here, I guess is an interesting website I came across, CBDC Tracker. Basically, CBDC should protect privacy, not be a surveillance tool. Former CFTC chair, I don't disagree with that. Following in this article here, basically, which the heading is central bank digital currencies could be easily weaponized to spy on US citizens, congressmen, and any nation who decides to roll out a central bank digital currency, which bank collapse like these are not going to help, because if everyone's little bank starts going under and the big banks come along and take over power, and then the big banks decide that CBDCs are the way to go, what choice are you left with? Are you actually left with a choice? Now, this was the funny quote. Bankrupt bank, we were fine. We were fine until, we went bankrupt, okay? So this is my research trying to find the Bank Term Funding Program, BTFP. Now, next one, basically the market watch, the whole world is looking at this right now. They were anyway, until the drone got taken down by like Russian planes without even firing a shot. I have no idea how they made that happen. SVB collapses, makes it impossible to say what stock markets are worth as bond market volatility explodes. So that was kind of concerning when I read that. And the funny thing is, if the market can't price a risk-free treasury bond, please don't ask me to price a stock, one analyst said. Now that's a fair call, should be pretty simple, but apparently you can't do that. This has me scratching my head again. Which leads me into inflation. Now, everyone's talking about inflation. What's inflation? Why is it going up? And then people will get technical on you. But when you take a step back, you need to ask them, which inflation are you talking about? Because here in this example, investopedia.com, there's like 3, consumer price index, the wholesale price index, the producer price index, and I think there's about up to 10. I actually can't think of them all off the top of my head right now. But yeah, there's a few. Now, we also have here the next one. Because we've seen FTX collapse, we've seen confidence in cryptocurrency, what people thought was cryptocurrency. We've seen now bank runs, potential bank runs coming on. We've now seen the Fed step in and say, look, we're going to back you above and beyond the FDIC, which is a different body who, provides insurance up to 250K if you're like going to have your money, which is that amount in one bank account, or if you had multiple accounts, you'd be covered up for up to that amount. But if you had more than that, you might be in trouble. But because of the BTFP's ability to come in and basically say, we're going to buy your portfolio, we're going to buy your old bad assets, we're going to pay you what you paid for it. Now that sounds like a pretty good deal to me, because if I had that option on the table, it's good to know. Maybe that's why stocks are recovering. They got the equivalent of a booster shot, to their medical conditions. Basically, now we're looking at fears of US bank crisis, raised market odds. Our Fed have paused. That didn't read right. I'm going to read that again. Fears of US bank crisis, raised market odds of Fed rate pause. Okay, yeah. So people were theorizing maybe a 50-point basis rise. It's looking like that drop to 0% is now looking like 0.25, which was the some people's call from a long time ago. Before all of this took place. Now, it's not like it's like setting cement or anything like that, but it's unlikely to change because, they're going to try and, they've signaled strongly they're going to try and combat this inflation. Now, which inflation are they talking about? You got to ask them. The reason I thought this was so funny, I wasn't going to do a stream because everyone's covered this. Everyone's done it to death. Same shit. Blah, blah, blah. Over again. Different version. It's probably worth going to the source and finding out what's really going on. But reading this does make me feel better, because in these market conditions, what are you looking for? You're looking for assets. You're looking for stocks. You're looking for bonds. You're looking in a bank run when the economy is doing what? Now, if you're a hexagon, you're a pulscan, you're a pulse hexagon, this tweet might give you some assurance, or it might make you feel better. Honestly, I think it's just the truth. We are in the best performing asset class that has ever existed in the history of mankind. One need never exaggerate. This stuff is amazing on its own and needs not embellishment. Now I have to look up embellishment, I'm not that smart. But this tweet is basically greater than everything I've just covered, because what is coming, I think, is going to be could be quite scary if you're in these legacy financial markets and you got no idea about geopolitics, you got no idea about cryptocurrencies, you got no idea about how to keep your assets safe, you got no idea how to keep your physical assets safe, you got no storable food, you got no contingency plans if your neighborhood gets pretty dangerous, etc., etc. Even if it could get dangerous from your own government. Who knows? The upcoming 6 months doesn't look it's not very clear at the moment, basically. But if you're hexagon, if you're pulscan, if you're a pulse hexagon, you might be in a better position. Let's just say that, And again, my views differ from other analysts in this area because they don't, enjoy cryptocurrency or understand it as well. In the same way, maybe their assumption is, all cryptocurrencies are scam, but then we see bank runs taking place, and then Hex is still like, I think everything was pumping at one stage. It was kind of cool to see. What is happening, Finbear? I'm about to close this one out. I just thought I'd do a quick stream because just this tweet basically triggered good emotions in me, knowing that I'm a hexagon, pulse hexagon, after seeing the bank runs and, it's going all the way back to, I guess, Celsius and FTX and all the failed bullshit garbage that's been taking place and now flowing into legacy. I think at one stage someone even said they're going to try and send a message to crypto, and then what that message was the banks are crushing and the Fed's having to bail them out with this BTFP. And if you're in crypto, then everything's pumping, and you might have made more money on that day than the rest of the market has in all year. Who knows? Yeah, cool, all good. Yeah, that's about it. What do we got? Dex, Screener, Nomics. Have a quick look at Nomics, I guess. Maybe if we look at market cap, don't really care. It's good to see though when everything's pumping and bank runs are taking place. Not that the bank runs are happening, but you know, yeah, that's exactly the point of this stream. Like, I mean, it's pulled back a little bit, you know, but in the doom and gloom, and people were like, you could see I could see fear in some people, man. They were like freaking out, like, what's going on? Is this like the next 2008? Oh my god, and that's coming. Like that shit's coming, but I don't think they also hold a bag of like, I don't know, any cryptocurrency. Maybe they hold cryptocurrency. I don't know. Maybe not. It's hard to gauge. But yeah, all that USDC FUD, the DAI FUD, and it's like, hang on, what happened? Oh look, it's like back to this peg. Oh wow. And that was like the talking point, and it was just crazy to watch. It was like the universe was trying to tell me just to stay out of it just for a bit. I was extremely sick. Oh my god, I was so sick. So much better now though. So much better now. And not just because the hex price is up. It's just like I said, seeing all this play out and seeing this environment before Pulse Chain and before Pulse X and before the duplicates of Hex, and what Hex could do, what Pulse Chain could do, what Pulse X could do if when. Meanwhile, the economy is going to be doing what? It's a very, very good spot if you've discovered Hex, in my honest opinion. All right, this X can sign you out. Peace.